After having died in our last part, Goku has not only grown much stronger, but has also gained immortality from the Dragon Balls. Now, being fully content with his standing on the power scale, Goku would request that King Briefs make him a spaceship with directions to the one his brother had used. At first, Briefs pretends he doesn't know what his adoptive son is talking about, in fear that he might die once again, and then the king's most powerful weapon would be lost to him once again, but Goku would pressure him further. To this, he would tell Goku that he can't go after Raditz and the others. There's someone out there thousands of times stronger than them, and his name is Frieza. Everyone out in space knows him as a monster, terrible in nature and incredibly powerful. The Saiyan would twitch at this response. It was rare for him to ever be told no, given the lack of control his weakling of a father had over him. With a vein popping from his forehead, Goku would say,
"I'm the Homelander, and I can do whatever the fuck I want."
While saying this, he would flare red ki through his eyes to give off a hot glow, threatening his quote-unquote father. Briefs would be frightened by this, but wouldn't let it show, and simply get to work on a spaceship for Goku to use on his exploits. He'd have also installed a gravity training area, that way Goku would be able to grow his strength on his way to get revenge. The reason he'd have thought of gravity training is because of a comment Raditz would have made about weak gravity on Earth compared to that of their homeworld. This comment would have been made here rather than the original because Goku was more willing to give Raditz the time of day rather than immediately being hostile from sensing his malicious ki. Once everything was set up, the Saiyan warrior would take his leave and begin an intense training regiment. The ship would be on autopilot following a tracker on the ship Raditz and the three Namekians used. Within only 3 days, Goku would arrive on Frieza Planet 420, where he would threaten Frieza Force soldiers, demanding to know where a Saiyan known as Raditz is. When no one answers, Goku gives a devilish smirk and says,
"Okay, have it your way."
Then he tears through every single person there, before finally someone offers him an answer.
They went to Namek, the origin place of the three green men.
And then he puts in the coordinates of the planet to Goku's ship. Then, shooting the alien in the chest with a ki blast, instantly killing him, Goku leaves to confront his brother. With 2 more days, he arrives on Namek and encounters the 3 Saiyans and 3 off-world Namekians, except not in the position you or he would probably expect. The 3 Saiyans are transformed into their Rosaru forms, and are facing a reptilian-looking alien. For a moment, Goku debates jumping in, as the 3 giant monkeys are failing miserably against what would come to be known as Frieza, but ultimately he decides not to. As Frieza effortlessly murders the great apes, Goku would be taking a nap inside of the healing tank on his ship. Speaking of, Goku would have done the same training over those 5 days, rather than 6. Except, instead of using Senzu Beans to heal, when he gets too weak, he uses a healing pot that Dr. Briefs made. Now, strangely, Goku would awaken by a power surge, but not from Frieza, who would be the strongest one there. Instead, the Namekians. In a desperate attempt to stand up to the monster attacking their planet, each Earthborn Namekian would absorb 2 of their home-blooded brothers. The 3 would now each have a power level of 1 million, forcing Frieza to transform into his second form, and even third just to keep up. This causes Goku to burst awake and rush to the battlefield, not wanting to miss out on whatever this action is. Third form Frieza is struggling with taking on the 3 Namekians. Their power is equal to that of the Emperor, and their synergy is great. Although, no matter how good it is, they still can't overcome the fact that they are 3 separate people. No matter how close they come to fighting as one, they just aren't one. Although he believes he could take the 3 down in this form, Frieza chooses to power up further, demonstrating the incredible and impossible power of the Emperor of Universe 7. At this point, Goku, who is watching from afar, fears that even with his immortality, this strength would be enough to snuff out his life once more. Feeling utterly useless, Goku pushes past that fear and rushes into the fight, landing a punch directly on Frieza's jaw, despite the power difference. Despite seeming cocky at first, he is terrified seeing that it did absolutely nothing. Goku's power level is only about 90k at this point, enough to handle the lower Ginyu Force, but Frieza himself? Oh heavens no. He'd grab Goku's wrist and break his hand clean off, throwing it to the ground before shooting a death beam straight through his heart. As the Saiyan's lifeless body falls to the ground, he would regenerate while laughing wildly. He'd feel empowered as he strikes again at his near murderer. This time, it packs much more of a punch. This time, the hit sends Frieza flying miles off, but only because he hadn't expected it. Goku's power is still far too low despite the boost. He asks the monkey how he was able to survive those fatal blows and come back still so weak. He would say this in a mocking tone, of course. As if he has something to prove, Goku would say it's because
I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better.
Frieza would laugh at this though, quipping that if this was all that he's got, then it seems he's not only weak, but a liar too. Goku would remark that it seems the space lizard has both bark and bite, the latter being evident as he looks down to his severed hand. Frieza would just be thinking about how perfect this monkey was. He was such an entertaining toy. Unlike the others, he wasn't hell-bent on pointless revenge, at least not on the Emperor himself, and this monkey was actually capable of pushing him, except he wasn't too strong, and could even hold up witty dialogue. But sadly, the others weren't so great, despite the name of their transformation. And speaking of, the three Saiyans make themselves known once more. Even though Frieza was confident he had killed the apes earlier while Goku was asleep, somehow he hadn't, because they were standing right there. Vegeta would laugh, saying that even when placed in the jaws of death, these three would now never be killed, as after being healed by those Namekians, they were now Super Saiyans. But Frieza didn't give them the time of day. The monkeys weren't even capable of handling his first form, so even after his Zenkai, they still stood no chance. Goku starts up conversation again, ignoring the interruption, saying that although he'd love to fight right now, he has something he needs to handle first. Within a single moment, Raditz would have a hole through his great ape chest, as Goku flew straight through it. He'd have bear-hugged Raditz's giant heart as it grew smaller and smaller into Goku's hand, with blood still covering the Saiyan's body. With a single squish, Goku breaks his brother's heart in the most literal of ways, but he was too dead to notice. The taste of revenge was sweet, but he wasn't finished. There were still 3 boxes on his list that he needed to be checked off. As Goku flickers into view behind the Namekians, it would only take a few moments before all 3 were cut in half from a single eye beam, gliding across their respective torsos. The regeneration was impressive, but it couldn't bring them back from this. The most they could do is trade their stamina for a bit of extra time. The Earthborn Saiyan will ignore them for now though. If they do somehow survive, he'll just kill them off later, no problem. But he really wants to deck Frieza. Before they do though, Frieza would handle his own bit of delay, shooting a death beam at Nappa and Vegeta each, putting the 2 down once and for all. When the 2 stand face to face once more, the Space Emperor asks if he'd like to begin as they are now, or if he would also want to transform into an Ozaru like the others. Seeing as Goku had his tail permanently removed as a child, he couldn't go Great Ape, even if he wanted to, which he wouldn't, because of how humiliating that form was. So, with no more hesitation, the 2 aliens would begin their epic brawl. Neither have any real combat experience aside from offing opponents with relative ease, so it all really comes down to power and techniques. It just so happens that Frieza has an incredible advantage in both fields, so he is dominating the battle for the most part. It takes 2 fatal Zenkais before Goku is even up to the same level as the scaly monster. Remember, he doesn't have Kaioken here, so his immortality is the only thing keeping him in the running. After only an hour of intense fighting, Frieza's stamina would begin to wear out. He hadn't used his true form much before this point, and he was currently facing the consequences. Letting Frieza off him once more just to be safe, Goku would gain another Zenkai, this one pushing him far past even the Emperor's full 120 million power level. Now being pummeled, Frieza would beg, preying on his opponent's ego, saying that if he lets him power up to 100%, he'd be able to beat the monkey senselessly. Being intrigued, Goku would allow this, but after he tries to buff up and let out all his strength, he fails to. Having already lost nearly all of his stamina, Frieza couldn't use his 100%. He'd lost, and now he only had one ace in the hole. He would offer Goku a place in his army. He could rule alongside the Galactic Tyrant with an iron fist. Anything and everything he wants would be handed to him on a silver platter. Now he has 2 choices. He can either join the monster who enslaved and offed his race, and live a cushy life ruling over the universe, or he could kill Frieza and return to his life on Earth. I'll leave this decision up to all of you in a poll. What will Goku do? And what will be Frieza's fate? Vote now, and whichever option wins will be the one we go with next time. Until then, this is, always has been, and always will be the Irishman. Talk to you later. Bye.